focus got up every single time. So this is good as we're ready to go into this. Now, NASA, they got a good, let me see here, I wrote that down. So NASA, they got a department, and it's called ISRU. And that means in situ resource utilization. Those are some big words. Resource utilization. So those are the main words. But this is their model. It's costly to carry more. It's costly to carry more. You add on more on anything, it's going to take a lot more to maintain it and carry it. Now, I said all of that. I was talking to a woman today, and she said she tried to keep her weight at a certain boom, at a certain limit. But she said when it gets close to that limit, that let her know that she needs to do more movement. She never let herself get over that limit. And she don't even know nothing about the breatharian knowledge. It's just common sense things where people let things get away from them. Mm-hmm. And of course, I met many people where they wasn't feeling good. And I asked them a question. What weight were you when you felt good? What weight were you? And they'll say it. And the thing about it, that weight is not far off from where they're at right now. Well, just try to bump it back a little bit. So that's what we mean on the breatharian journey as you on this journey, because today we're going to be talking about fasting. You don't want to fast too much when you lose too much, because that also takes a lot of resources. Mm-hmm. We're going to explain why. So you want to get that good medium as you're working with what type of weight you're carrying around. And the reason why it costs more, even though you over fast, you might say, well, wouldn't that cost less? No, Brad was hitting it right on the head. How can I fast past a certain date with losing energy? If you're losing energy, it's costing you. Mm-hmm. It's all the energy thing. So you have to find your medium and master that medium till your vehicle upgrades. I hope this is making sense. And it's like the International Space Station. It's in orbit, and here it is going around. They got a braking system when they bring it back to Earth, because it'll be hauling butt. They got a braking system, brakes, yeah. And what it do, it don't have no, you would think in order to bring it to the Earth, they'll have some rockets to push it back. But somebody said, no, just to carry that fuel costs more. We got to use the natural elements. So what they do with the braking system, this panel comes out that goes against the direction that is going. So it uses that force to push the whole thing downward. See how they're thinking? But it's the same on the breatharian journey. You're learning how to tweak in a way, not too fast, but tweak in a way where less is more. He who have less have everything, especially dealing with the food. So we do want to get a good schedule where we don't really binge eat. That comes in getting just what you need. What would you be comfortable with? Because it's all going to cost in the long run. This is what we did on dealing with, a cost game of what? Energy. Oh, man. So any questions before we get started? Oh, and there's another thing that they say. And I got real good at this. This is dealing with that department that NASA got. And they say that instead of carrying stuff with you, see how you can travel, but utilize the resources in that other place. That's powerful. Use the resources in that other place. This one friend of mine wanted to travel with me one time, and I went and let her. You know why? She had too much luggage. I know I'm going to be carrying it. Yeah, something just that simple. I said, no, I looked at that luggage. It's not going to happen. I'm floating right now. You'll slow me down. Oh, man, but this is how you're running. So food freedom has a lot of benefits. When we say food freedom, it's to eat very little or none at all. Very little, but you want to at least get that very little gain first, but still be comfortable with a lot of energy. You know you're going the right way. So We're going to go ahead and see where we're at here. La, la, la. All right. Fasting too much. Fasting too much. And they said this is what it will create. Because most people are in a fasting deficit. They don't fast enough. But you really got to know what you're doing when you're fasting. I know it just sounds easy. I just stopped doing this for a couple of days, but there's a lot to go to it so you can be comfortable. Now, fasting too much will bring you into overeating. I see people all the time when they come out of it. They overeating, binge eating, vomiting, or you get addicted to taking laxatives. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. You can actually get addicted to cleansing yourself. There was this one girl, I was wondering what was going on. I say, first I see her little gut, and then it disappears. And I said, wow, she got a unique body that can get rid of stuff real fast. Trying to find out she was overdoing it with enemas. I didn't know that at first until, oh man, this is dangerous. Got addicted to it. Oh man, this gets people all the time. But these are, and use compulsive exercises and fasting. Now they bringing up compulsive exercises. Even that we say is good for you. But if you overdo it, you're spending way more energy to break down the body to get stronger, but it's not recovering fast enough. So you can have more strength in the long run. All of this takes knowledge. You're learning how to get more miles to the gallon, just like a vehicle. More miles to the gallon. And last but not least, when you're fasting, you should at least walk and have some movement, because they say dealing with this new intermittent fasting, a lot of people are catching gallstones. Gallstones. Their body's in this cycle. They're eating not like before, one meal at a time. Because it's usually if you eat a meal, it'll push the other one out. And back in the day, the average person had at least 3 to 5 meals in them. Now you're dealing with this 1 meal a day thing. So it's easy for it to get backed up if a person is not moving or channeling this energy in the body, and it could cause another health deficit. Now, eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, binge eating are well-known conditions. And believe me, this message actually grabbed a lot of those people. There was this girl when I went back to the States. She was in my hometown too, so she tracked me down. But when I saw her, she was like this toothpick. I mean, you could, what the? And it wasn't about trying to be a breatharian, trying to find out she was anorexic. So we started doing videos together, doing Qigong, and I got messages all over the place saying, thank you, Elitom, to show her other ways to get energy. However, it was real bad for her. It was a mental condition, because even though she is anorexic, really skinny, then all of a sudden she disappears. What happened? She went into food really heavy. Oh man, this is something. That's why you got to be careful with this. But you'll be a lot safer since we're channeling energy now. Meditation, energy cultivation is the foundation of this journey. That's why that's dangerous when people do say they became a breatharian just by opening up their heart, or, one day I just used my willpower. That is very dangerous. I gotta say it. There is also another group, other specific feeding and eating disorders. And it's called, now what they call this? OSFED. What did that mean? Now, this other eating disorder, they are not officially recognized, but it's still harmful. See, the other ones, bulimia, anorexia, those are recognized. Okay, we got a medical definition. But there's another eating disorder. It's hard to see, and it's big time in this thing we're in now. But look what they say. They are not officially recognized, but it's still harmful. So in some cases, Fasting, or the extreme restriction of caloric intake over extended periods of time, may be considered one of these disorders. Listen at that. Not just fasting, but even an extreme diet. I'm seeing a lot of people on this fruit kick overdoing it. And some people do come to me on the side. They say, Elitom, I don't have as much energy than I had when I was eating that. I thought I was supposed to get more energy. Now they got us, because boy, if you tell the truth in those communities, you ain't doing it right. You ain't purged right. But that just goes to show you. He came to one of my retreats in India too, but he said that once you learn how to cultivate the energy, it don't matter what diet you're in, you need to channel energy through the body. Once you learn that, you have more energy. That's where you get it from. And then I had another retreat that shows this is so powerful. These men see me flexing on videos, you know, how easy keeping this muscle. But anyway, we was doing a retreat on the beach, so we cultivate every day. But when we got to the beach, we all started doing push-ups. And keep in mind, they were fasting. But both of them, these two men, said, these are the most push-ups I did in my life. This is unbelievable. Now, it's a spurt, but you're getting used to working with this energy so you can get comfortable. Because ultimately, it's a mental thing, because your mind is your body. You bring energy through the body, through your mind, which is the energy channels. Now, in the same case, fasting or extreme restricted calories intake over extended periods of time may be considered one of these disorder behaviors. However, the action itself doesn't necessarily represent an eating disorder. So just because you're doing it, don't mean it's an eating disorder. But what they're saying is, a person got to be careful because everybody's different. There was even a woman at the Panic Festival years ago in Italy. And then people were scared to say it, but that is not breatharian. That was anorexic. See how people take it too extreme there. You got to give your body time to ingest, and it needs that energy flow. Now, as we channel the body, channel this energy through the body, the main organs, now all of organs is getting energy, but the vital ones that's getting nourished is, number one, the brain. If the brain is comfortable, the body is comfortable. That's why we talk about that crown chakra. And it's dictated on how much the energy is flowing upwards, the Shakti energy, so it can combine with the Shiva energy that's coming in. Those are just terms. So, but it's all life force. See how these names? But anyway, you got the brain, the liver, the kidneys, the heart, and the lungs. You're going to feel this effect as we start doing our Qigong. The lungs start settling and the diaphragm start going down slowly as we sit in the positions. The heart start going, pumping a better blood flow throughout the body. The brain start getting nourished with more blood coming upwards while you're sitting there. Right, here we go. The liver and the kidneys, which they're working properly to help us get rid of detoxicity and all of this. Yeah, you want to keep that blood flowing. Life is in the blood. Circulation means circle. So you're like a walking vortex. See how you're looking at yourself? Just bringing off the energy. There's a way it flows. So again, when that vortex is running more smoothly, more aligned, the higher forces of energy in the atmosphere can come to that vessel. So now feel how you feel right now. Right now, we're going to go ahead and lift heavy. So let me turn on my timer. La, la, la. La, la, la. This is so much fun. All righty. Get you a good position. La, la, la. All right. Now we're going to start on our neck. Make nice full circles going clockwise. Breathe. That's good. Now let's reverse it. Other direction. Breathe. That's good. Now let's go forward. Nice full circles. Breathe. And now let's go backwards. Reverse it. Breathe. One shoulder at a time going forward. Nice and easy flow. Breathe. Now let's go backwards. Nice, good stretch. The life is in the blood. Good circulation. Good stretch. That's good. Now let's get the feet past the shoulders, hands on the hips. Make nice full circles going clockwise. Breathe. Now let's reverse it, other direction. Breathe. And that's good. Now let's put the feet together. Knees slightly bent. Rub the hands together. Hands on the knees. And slowly go clockwise. Nice and relaxed. Nice and easy flow. Now let's reverse it, other direction. Breathe. And now let's go in and out going forward. Now let's go backwards, reverse it. Breathe. And that's good. Slowly come up. Now one hand in the front, one in the back. Let's go swimming in the ocean of energy. Breathe. Now let's go backwards, reverse it. Now slowly swoop that energy as you come down. You channel it up the spinal cord. Breathe. And slowly make a ball with the hands. Slowly come up on the legs. Feel that power. And this is what we're talking about. Channeling energy to the body. It has the capabilities to do it. You just need to be trained. To become your identity. Breathe. And slowly rub the hands together. Give yourself a nice energy shower. And now we're going to do our sit down qigong. And we also want to add in a mudras. Those are the energetic connections on how we put the hands and the fingers. It's a nice comfortable position, spine is straight. Whew. Hands facing each other, but just put them on your thighs as they're facing each other. Get relaxed and allow the energy to flow. The body is a good conductor of energy. For extra credit, you can put your tongue at the roof of the mouth. Breathe. Slowly go to the second position, like you're holding a giant beach ball. Relax into it and breathe. Breathe. If your arms get tired, you can put them down just a little. Slowly bring the hands together, right in front of the chest. Spine nice and straight. Relax and breathe. Breathe. Slowly bring the hands all the way up. Just relax. Breathe. Slowly bring the hands down to the side, palms down to the earth. Just relax into it and breathe. Relax even more. Breathe. Breathe. Relax the muscles in the face. Slowly bring the right hand up, leave the left one down. Relax into it and breathe. Slowly bring the hands up, the left one up, the right one down. Relax into it and breathe. And slowly have both hands going upwards. And just lay them on your thighs, spine nice and straight. Just relax into it and breathe. Breathe. Relax the crown chakra. Relax the muscles in the face. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Slowly bring the hands together again, right in front of the chest. Relax into it and breathe. Relax even more. Allow the energy to work for you. Breathe. And slowly bring the hands coming up, all the way up to the crown. Grab that energy and then channel it up the spinal cord. Breathe. A few more. Slowly make a ball with the hands. Feel that power. This is what we're talking about. This is work. The great work, this is called. Day in, day out, repeating energy flow. So you can get energetically stronger and stronger. Whew. Oh, this is good. This is good. Matter of fact, saliva in your mouth is basically filtered blood. So even when you go in the levels of not drinking, you got better blood flow and your mouth stays wet. And there's times you could take your tongue and put it straight up, and you actually feel, they call it amarita, but that's words we playing with again. It just means that the filtered blood will start coming down the tongue, keeping the mouth wet. We'll talk more about that. You're working up to that because when you're fasting, one of the main things to look out for is dehydration. But you need that strong blood flow. Voila. Now we can rub the hands together. And go to your crown chakra and scan it. Nice and relaxed. The energy field around your head. We're working with our energy field. You got a lot of power in your hand. Just channel energy into that area. The face. Breathe. Energy makes your nails grow, the hair grow. Now, this is serious. It's all energy again. Properly going throughout the skin. Good blood flow. Nourishing itself. Now you can come down with your hands, scanning the body, the throat, the chest, the shoulders. Breathe. Now the abdomen, the whole gut area. A lot of energy in this area. Now you see why before you do a cultivation, you have a better cultivation where you don't eat something before then. Breathe. Do the sides, the kidneys, the back. When most people think of breath work, they don't think about breathing with their back, not just the front of the abdomen, the whole thing. The hips, the legs. Breathe. The whole body. Listen to your intuition. A lot of energy in your hands as you manipulate your energy field. You got energy channels, chakras all throughout the body, energy centers. And the most is in your hands. Breathe. You've got the power to heal yourself. This is what it's all about, holistic lifestyle. You're using your innate energy that you already have. Activating. This is the energy of nature. Your body is nature. Balancing it out. Breathe. Stretch into it. Scanning the body. In other words, we're cleaning up our mind. Mm-hmm. Clean body, clean mind. And clean means good energy flow. All right. Rub your hands together. We'll share this energy with everybody else. But this whole electromagnetic field is one consciousness. So make a nice ball with the hands. Feel that energy. Bang. So with your intent, put your family, friends, and loved ones inside the ball. Humanity and all sentient beings inside the ball. Love, joy, and peace inside the ball. And on the count of three, let's lift it up to the universe. 1, 2, 3. Up, up, and away. Every time we change ourselves, we change the world. Woo. Oh man, I felt good. Oh man, we just ate. Detox, absorbed energy, reflected energy, broke up stress and tension in the body, moved toxicity, energized the cells, energized the muscles. I could go on and on and on. All of that took place within an hour workout. All of that took place. That's why this is a lifestyle. Without the lifestyle, people will do something to get there. But the only thing they're going to do is go back to their last lifestyle. I had a relative one time where they changed their environment. They didn't change right away with the new environment. Actually, they didn't like it. Every chance they got, they went back to their old environment that was bad for them. Every chance they got. But as time went on, they didn't go as much. They didn't go as much. Then there was a time it didn't matter if they went or not. They were comfortable and happy, and they recognized the situation they was in. They realized it was better for them. And I had another relative say, yeah, I just got finished talking to them. And you know what? They thoughts are a lot more clean. Now, how could they tell that? Due to their conversation. Their thoughts is a lot more clean. But it still was gradually and slowly because they was used to that other life. Oh, man. Oh, this is something. It's the same everywhere you go. Then I had a buddy that was hanging with me, and they live in a monastery. But when they got back to the monastery, they was glad to be there. Because they had transformed. So the world, they thought it was for them. They got bored with the routine and came out and hung with me. We went through an adventure. But they realized, this ain't me no more. I need to be over here. See how people, everybody's doing their part. I need to be here. And when you're in the right place, you can grow. Now, there is a philosopher who back in the day said a person is being in a place where there's negativity all in them and people who cannot see far. Now, basically, he was saying they're doomed. But there's always that slight little, to get somebody the benefit of the doubt. We at least got to think positive. But in the military, there is a term called FUBAR, FUBAR. And that's when the military goes to a place and they're assessing the situation. Then the headquarters said, how is the status? They'll say it's a status 1, meaning it's good. Status 2, da-da-da-da-da-da. But if they say FUBAR, and FUBAR means F-U-C-K, I'm not going to say beyond all repair. It's messed up, in other words. There's nothing you can save. This has to be redone from the ground up. Mm-hmm. So on this journey, everybody got some work to do. Some got more to do than others. But what it boils down to at the end of the day, to get on the higher levels of energy, there's some things, how those energies are, we're FUBAR. It need to be totally transformed. And this is what this doctrine is all about. It ain't got nothing to do with no favoritism. You got to leave it at the door. Oh, this is wild, ain't it? They even have some temples in India. And at first I didn't understand why they had these sexual images outside the temple. A statue and it's sexual. Why they got that outside the temple? So somebody explained to me, what they're saying is you leave that at the door. People tell us stories all over the place. You leave that at the door. And here, we're working. I love it. Now in the West, and it's not our fault, in spirituality, we're used to being talked to. And one of the main ones is the church, got the preacher talking to you. So that's how we equate spirituality. Somebody motivate me, pump me up, tell me something good so my ears can ring. But in the Eastern knowledge, people were in the park cultivating. So that's why there was a time where the West said Chinese don't believe in God. I don't know if you ever heard this before. This is way back in the day. They don't believe in God. Now, the reason why they said that, because they had a culture. It wasn't about somebody preaching to you and talking to you. They was actually going to practices. Mm-hmm. So that's why this knowledge is coming to the West. So I can see why people in the West still got this story, that they opened up their heart. They really got faith to believe to be a brother. And I can see where that comes from. That's the culture you're coming from. Which in the East, they know you got work to do. Connected with the prana, connecting with the chi. Right. That's what makes a master, to time and energy. And I think I told you this in martial arts, basically all around the planet. If they got a belt system, usually people join, everybody's given a white belt. Mm-hmm. And it's only till now we got all those different colors: blue belt, purple belt, yellow belt. That's due to economics. Little Johnny want to know what he's doing, so let's get him a belt. But anyway, the black belt is the big boy. But in ancient times, how did they get a black belt? Was there a ceremony? No, it came from getting dirty. They got dirty. In other words, they were working so tough to perfect their skill. That's how a black belt is. Now you might say, well, can somebody cheat the system and take their belt and make it dirty and say, look at me, I'm a black belt? Well, you can, until that day somebody try you. It's going to happen, right? Till somebody try you. So there's a lot of good stories to come on that. And sort of like the Shaolin Temple back in the day, people come from all over to show their fighting skill. Everybody's nice. Okay, I got you. However, they'll bring somebody, a lower student out. You can't get past that lower student. They no use to us talking no more, but they'll be nice. Thank you. So in other words, your skill level have to be there. Now, if you beat that person, then next you take on another one, and pretty soon you're dealing with the master itself. That's somewhere else. That person, technology is working. So it's the same with the breath in and knowledge, because it's still working with energy. Mm-hmm. This is the spiritual avenue of it. You're growing your energy, and those abilities that come out through your work. We do that person did some work. Mm-hmm. And not only your energy is growing, you're getting sensitive to it, you'll be able to feel others. Not in the negative way. You can feel it coming off of them, you'll feel it every once in a while, not all the time. But what I'm saying this is, there's some people claim to have certain abilities, but you can be nice, but you can feel their energy and it'll tell you a lot. Mm-hmm. It goes beyond smiling and being nice. That counts. But we need to hear something on that impulse. Boom. Coming up off the body. But you see now, this was working just now. We working. So now let me get into my fasting. Because we don't want to get into dangers of fasting. We want to fast properly. And now you can see what I'm saying. Well, we were just working out with Qigong just now. Your fast is for that practice. It's for that practice. Because if you fasting, you have a better practice, a better energy flow. However, people been fasting by itself and expect all these benefits, but it's temporary. Fasting is basically for the practices. Even diet changes. Diet changes is so you can have a better practice. We could vouch for this now. Can you imagine you full, you just ate, and you try to do this compared to if you ate a couple hours earlier? Whole different practice. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to get in that cycle. So you're fasting now to have a better energy cultivation. So fasting, longer periods, 24 hours, 1 day, 36 hours, 3 days, 48 hours, 4 days, 72 hours are not necessarily better and may be dangerous. It's not necessarily better, but in a Western mind, all or nothing. All or nothing. That patience got to come in. I seen a brother one time on social media, and every post he's putting there is dense foods. I mean, that's his life. Nothing wrong with it. But when the new year came, yep, I'm going to turn around and change. Enough of this. I'm going on a 30-day dry fast. And I try to help him and say, why do you want to jump to at least a dry fast, at least go to a juice fast? Because I'm looking at his thing, he hasn't been in no cycle. That's too dense. No, this is what he said. 1 day of dry fasting is worth 3 days of water fast. All or nothing in his mind. Now, did he last? No. No. Within 3 days, he was putting posts again of the foods he's eating. It was out the window. Mm-hmm. And I don't put that, but this is serious. Sometime in our mind, that's the Dunning-Kruger effect again. I can do it. I can push through it. So you find out it, what's his name? Nate. It'll come to be that Marine who did all of that stuff, pushing his body over the limit and all of this other stuff. But there was a real good video where a guy said he tried to be like him. And that guy was extreme. But what he did was he was hurting himself, putting himself in the cycle. Because he'll push. And when he give up, it get worse than it was before, dealing with his weight. That's number one. Number two, he said that way of thinking could be dangerous because everybody's not built the same. You got to see where you at. And the guy, what he does is videos. He do a lot of cursing at it. But it's a motivational speaker. You going to give up now? You such and such. You got to push it. This is that Western mind. Never give up. La, 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 la. So that man did the video. So when he was ready to quit something, he couldn't go no further. That motivational talk be going through his head. And then he's looking at himself as being weak and stuff like this. So like I said, these things out here could get very dangerous if they get in the wrong hands. And I had many people where I had to say, you lead a journey alone. They weren't thinking properly. Now they can do what they want to do, but I'm trying to help them. So now, these days, longer periods, 24, 36, 48, 72 hours are not necessarily better. It may be dangerous. Encourage the body to start. Oh, now this is a good one. Oh, y'all ready for this? I see this all over the planet too. I met many groups who do a lot of fasting, but it does not show on their body. I remember I was in India to James. This one lady, I eat every other day, one meal. But as I'm looking at her, she was built like an olive. Now she could have been different before. So I'm seeing this phenomenon over a period of time. People overdoing it, but it don't look like they fast because they got too much weight on them. Now, this is what the body does. I'm glad they say this. When you're over fasting over a period of time, your body is going to be encouraged to start storing more fat in response to starvation. It's going to start storing more fat in response to starvation. This is a big one. And do you know there's whole groups of people on this planet? This message ain't ready for them yet because they went through something in the past, war or something or famine, where a generation starved and that epigenetics went into the next generation and they're heavy It don't even really have that behavior. The body is storing it because it got a memory on what happened to it. Oh, this is real big. I had a relative one time, and his mother and father and so forth kind of didn't take care of him right when he was young. Didn't hardly have a food. But then when he finally got to a new location and got some food, that boy was eating and eating and eating. Until this day, he's huge, obese, huge. But that's what we mean by trauma. That little boy don't know when his next meal is coming. So a lot of people you start checking on, do that fit you somewhere? Right. Because everybody's not the same. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So the body will start storing that because it don't know what you're trying to do. Even though you're fasting, the body is saying, we're starving again. This is why it's so important to do the energy cultivation. Right now, my body's relaxed. Everybody's is. It's satisfied. It could go longer. This is what you want. But if you're not doing that and just fasting, it's in this mind that's saying, what are you trying to do to me? So when you come up out of it, but not only that, you ain't even got to eat more. It will start storing it longer. Oh, this is powerful. So now dehydration is the big one because you'll lose a lot of salt, a lot of water. So that's why, again, people want to jump fast. No food and water. And I got to the point where somebody bring up the water. You're not ready for that yet. Let's don't even talk about that. And I'm not being mean. Let's don't even talk about that. You got other things to be missed first. Mm-hmm. The dehydration is serious. And then you'll find your body. I've seen a lot of people, their body start even holding on to water. I don't know if you've never seen that. They're fasting or juicing, and their ankles start swelling up. I see this a lot. See, fasting is a lot to learn. And I say, here we go. Now they're fasting when their ankles start swelling up and stuff. I see this, the sugar intake is going down there. The body's not circulating. So that's a red flag that they're not moving. They're not moving. Keep that body moving. And let alone we're just doing this cultivation. Fasting is for, see, in spirituality, what is it? In all religions, fasting, prayer, and meditation. That's the root of it. Fasting, prayer, and meditation. Everything else is just words people playing with. It always been here. Mm-hmm. And then look at that word we're using for prayer. It ain't bad in the universe for nothing. You're working on your mind. Mm-hmm. Prayer, tefillah in Hebrew, is to think, a thought process. Mm-hmm. That's the key right there. So dehydration is one of the big ones. The kidneys get affected the most. Then your heart going to get affected because as that toxicity start loosening up in the body, you'll have moments where the heart will beat faster than others and all this other stuff. Then the lungs, they're cleaning themselves out. So a lot of mucus will start coming up. Then your intestines is cleaning themselves out. So it's putting toxicity into the blood flow. A lot's going on. But again, it's sort of like we're getting a combo meal. On this energy, cultivation, fasting, exercise, diet, and mindset. Or I don't like that word diet. Food, window of consumption. What is your window of consumption? Now, when we started out earlier, we said it's costly to carry more. NASA got that little resource utilization program. It's costly to carry more. So you learn to use the resources that's there. I love that. So you got resources that's already in the body that you're tapping into. Because it's costly to go outside yourself. It's costly, especially when you already got it. This is powerful. And then until you get there, to eat too much again, it's costly. It's costly. Feel the gravitational push on the body and you get sleepy and it's zapping your energy. It's costly. Now you'll bounce back, but you're in that cycle over and over again. Now, getting into weight. Getting into weight. Now, I think I said I'm here near the equator. And at the equator, dealing with the laws of physics, I got the same body mass, but I'm 5 pounds lighter than if I was in the North. 5 pounds lighter. Now, when people hear that, oh man, I need to go to the equator so I could feel better and lose that weight. But it doesn't work like that. You will still feel the same because the mass is the same. The mass didn't change. I hope I said that right. So that just tells you the body is constantly making changes dealing with the atmosphere it's in. However, you still got work to do no matter where you at. But the body, that's why they call it jet lag. When it goes to a new place, it's going and it's making changes into that new environment. Now, the first time I felt this was good. I was in Cleveland, Ohio, and there was a big snowstorm coming in America, big snowstorm. And boy, we was going down south where it's warmer. So we got out of there as soon as the snowstorm was taking place. Now, this is what Qigong is so powerful, because I was the only one in the car who's cultivated. As we're driving, and as the weather is changing, as we go more and more to the south, I felt my body shifting. I said, this is amazing. Now, everybody else couldn't feel it because they're not cultivated. Your body's changing with the new environment. Mm-hmm. That's number one. And then number two, oh, that was a long trip. Of course, everybody had to eat. Listen at this cycle. So we're driving along. I'm hungry. So they'll stop and they'll eat. And I have to, wait. We take off again. I got to use the bathroom. So we stop again. They got to use the bathroom. We're driving again. I got to eat. I got to use the bathroom. So, but you don't notice that cycle when you're in it. It's normal. I was like, man, we could have been there already. We could have been there already. That's why when I travel now, some young lady called me, I would like to travel with you. I said, no. This ain't no game. You'll slow me up. Right. Oh, man. You will slow me up. I already see it coming. So that's just the way it is with your different levels. And what you want to do is at least see what your body can do. So there's times you want to take it to its max. Those time periods will come up to see what it can do. Once it get that memory in it, because even though I'm telling you fast once a week now, there'll be that day, one of these years will come up, or at the end of the year, you be ready for a 30-day. Yeah. But it'll be a whole different ball game with the cultivation in it. Whole different ball game. Now, one time I went to Israel, and this one guy came and saw me. And this is what he said. He said, fasting put his body in remission because he had cancer. They gave him a certain time to live. That's scary, ain't it? And out of nowhere, it popped in his head. He got spiritual with it. I'm going to do 33 days. And he went into it. And then he said every year at that same time period, he do 33 days. That's it. That's part of his lifestyle. He's kind of chunky too. Right. But he know what the body can do. And this is what he said that was so unique. He said, when I go do it now, when my 33 days is coming up, I don't need to prepare. I don't need to lighten up on the food, get the body ready. I just go straight into it, and it's easy. I got my energy. It's something when the mind really wants to live. Right. But also, he does that every year at a certain time period. So it's easy for him now. Mm-hmm. 33 days, here it comes. 33 days, here it comes. He ain't even on the rest of this, but that's his lifestyle. So that's why you want this in your lifestyle the same way so that body has the program. Mm-hmm. And again, it's costly to carry more. So it's sort of like when I was in Morocco one time and going up the mountain, the Atlas Mountains, and I realized the freedom because as I was traveling, I just had my backpack, and that's it. You know what I need, my tent. And it didn't dawn on me until I saw somebody else who was going up the Atlas Mountains, and they had more food, than their tent, clothes, and stuff like that. That was the big bowl, water, all of this, and I said, okay, now I can see the freedom. It's less costly for you. And even if you did eat and trade yourself, you don't need what they was taking. I mean, that was where the bulk of the work was at. So they wasn't camping, they was glamping with food. Mm-hmm. And going back to this, you learn to use resources that's in that area. This is what the breath and knowledge is so powerful. So there's even a level you don't need to take food with you. You're going to use the resources that's already in that area. Mm-hmm. And see how it goes in levels and degrees? You ain't even thinking about it. People will be like, let's take this just in case. Right? You ain't thinking on that level. I use the resources that's there because it's less cost effective and I have more energy overall. Mm-hmm. So we're working with the vessel of the body. Now, any questions before we do some more Qigong? We're just getting the body loosened up a little bit.
I just want to share this really cool quote I found that I think really resonates with your message today. It says, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. So it's like fighting with the food or just building completely something else, like with the energy cultivation. And one day there is no fight, it just drops. I like
Right.
this idea.
There's no fight.
But it's like the key for that is the patience, I find, like to have patience for the long run. That's the hardest thing I think for that nobody's used to, and yeah.
And that's part of the culture. Rush, rush, be on time, blah, blah, blah. So you come into this, that same mentality. Then we got sports all over the place. Somebody that Ironman competition, he screamed and ripped off his shirt. And we think that's how we have to push the body dealing with the energy. So that's a good observation. You ain't fighting against it. You're going with the flow, building something else, not even fighting this one. And they'll start coming natural. That's why I be telling people this is actually natural. You ain't pushing it. Elitom, how they say, some woman said, man, I got some burritos on my mind. She's fasting. And I said, but she ain't not expect my answer I was going to give her. I said, well, go get some burritos then. Huh? You supposed to tell me that you're going to do it anyway. What you telling me for? But I said, but get one and make sure you chew it. She started laughing. Get one, enjoy, and make sure you chew it. Because you was going to do it anyway. You wouldn't have told me. She said, you know me so well. Yeah. Us humans, we just manipulating ourselves. All right. So once again, let's do some more cultivation. Let's get that spine nice and straight. Oh, this is good. The body loves this. Now, our favorite namaskar, bringing the hands together, charge up the body, relax into it and breathe. Breathe. Make sure that the shoulders is aligned with the hips. The energy will take care of itself. Breathe. Breathe. Slowly bring the hands all the way up. Just relax into it and breathe. Breathe. One more minute in this position. Slowly bring our hands down to the side, palms down to the earth. Just relax into it and breathe. 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 The more you relax, the easier the energy flows. Breathe. Now turn the palms of the hands upwards. Two different energies on how it enters the body. I'm holding the hands downward to upwards. Breathe. Just relax. Now slowly take the hands to the belly button and slowly move it up the spinal cord. Repetition. Breathe. On the last one, make a nice bowl with the hands. Now we'll share it with everybody else. Oh, we've been working. I'm even going to do some qigong laying down at midnight. All you got to do is relax anywhere. The energy start flowing. This is how you want the body. So if you're intent, put your family, friends, and loved ones aside the ball. Humanity and all sentient beings aside the ball. Love, joy, and peace inside the ball. And on the count of three, let's lift it up to the universe. 1, 2, 3. Up, up, and away. Every time we change ourselves, we change the world. Rub those hands again. Get a nice energy shower. And this is so good. There's times you can move your spine around after a good workout. You can feel the heat coming up sometime, the tingling on the crown chakra. This gets good. You might have to adjust the spine a little bit, find that right position. A lot of power. This is just a good conductor of energy. And the more you stay in the game, it gets easier and easier. Oh man, this is good. So once again, we had another good meal. So see you in the morning. Peace and blessings, and have the best day or night ever. La la.